And let's first look through the bans, of course. We have Warbeast, Ophelia, Midas, and Moira being banned. So Druidz picking up on the fact that Moira has been having quite some success this DreamHack. I mean, I'm curious about the fact that we haven't seen Kayn, really.
Yeah, Kayn is an interesting hero. Not only you especially, you have history with it, but let's just say there was a talks between the teams before the event, all the pre-gaming and stuff, that they were even talking about mutually banning Kayn just because they thought that he was just so ridiculous, way too strong, and blah, blah, blah. A gentleman's agreement, whatever you want to call it. I don't think that really ended up happening, and yeah, we just haven't seen him yet. So I find it curious.
Yeah.
So,
like, Krake is known to run it a bit, so not this game, though, because he's getting his very, very signature Flux, and then on top of that, is that Puppet Master going for Probosk, or is it going to go to Zibbe? We don't know yet. That's the beauty of Druids. They're very flexible, I'd say.
Absolutely. Zibbe even has been playing a lot of carry in his past, so if, whatever reason it ended up like that. In fact, he usually plays a Puppet Master. Yeah, you're happy about that Engineer pickup coming up there, so.
Flux Engineer, man.
That's a strong combo.
And then on top of that, a Puppet Master with all that disabled for the Tremble, like, they need Shrunkens on the Legion side now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's going to be fun. Now, let's talk about that Tremble. You were even mentioning that as before we're going to the game right here, but Tremble first picked by MRR. Who was it? God, I was talking to somebody about maybe it was BMG scrimmaging them earlier, like boot camping, but they brought up the point that they did very well with Tremble in the boot camping phase and whatnot. So this is a comfortable hero for these guys, I think it's safe to say.
That was more actually D-Dog, I think. MRR wasn't really.
Was it D-Dog? Okay.
Yeah, it was D-Dog who was picking it up. Punk Pang is more known to pick up the Puppet Master as well as the Silhouette. But where is Punk Pang?
He is PPHOD, I believe. Okay. So yeah, again, they may have to change their names a little bit sometimes because of the different client here. So I guess somebody else had that sweet name of his instead. So, looks like we're actually, if we want to switch, I believe we're on Shortcan's computer here. If we want to switch the computers. Again, not that I don't trust you.
I'm sure I can follow the action just fine.
Not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you, okay? I want to miss Bloodlust kills, damn it. So once we get in game, I think we may end up switching it here. But anyway, so we got the next pickup coming out here from MRR. Tempest coming out. So we're going to see a Tempest jungler.
I mean, we know how the Thai teams like late game, and Tempest is just that late game jungler.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to see how they're going to be able to hold on, I would say, because the Hellborn side right now,
What's up?
Cersei.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thai team, MRR, they've ran Cersei actually quite a bit, so I'm intrigued to see it on the side of Druids, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, an Engineer, so they're just going full out, oh, there we go.
The Panda pick. That's another hero that you speak of these Thai teams. Again, this is something that they are comfortable with. But, man, Pandemonium as well as a Tremble here, that's a lot of physical presence.
Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of farm as well. Magmus, Panda, Tremble, and Tempest.
Yeah.
They both need, well, I mean, Magmus, you could argue only needs a PK, but it's still a PK. And he wants to get Steam Boots, Power Supply, everything on top of that. And then you have a Pandemonium. So how are they going to lane this? Suicide Pandemonium?
No. I would think Suicide Magmus.
Yeah, for sure Suicide Magmus. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Just don't take that into account for it. It's just different, yeah. So they're going to have a Panda dual mid with the Andromeda, having Tremble solo bottom. So this is one of those games where if they decide to get something like a Kinesis Suicide, for example, they can just completely wreck this Tremble.
Yeah.
And that's one way to deal with him. You have to shut him down, make sure that he does not get a good start, does not get that lightning, does not go 700 GPM and completely destroys you. And I wonder if they're going to do that on the side of Druids right now, because they do realize that there is no dual lane going to be at the bottom lane, I think. I hope, for their sake.
Cersei is an interesting pick because you're right. That means they're running the dual support. They're taking it away from MRR maybe to an extent, but running themselves here. Yeah, where is that going to be ran? I mean, that's another thing. You know, what was the logic there? And Malakin to finish it off.
So they are going to try lane, long lane.
Okay.
With the Puppet Master, or even dual lane. I think they could dual lane Cersei and Puppet Master, long lane, and then put Flux with Engineer.
Yeah.
And then have Malakin solo versus a Magnus.
Okay.
I think that would be a good start for their laning, because Puppet Master Cersei is going to stomp the Tremble. Tempest can't really gank middle or anything. And Flux Engineer is a really strong dual mid.
Yeah. Now, you actually, I think it was you, we were talking about this earlier with Cersei, the ultimate in the interaction. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you explain. You brought up a really good point about the hero.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at a Cersei trying to take over either a Magnus or a Tempest this game.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm expecting. And basically, what you can do as when you're facing a Cersei is, if you're getting ultied, the ulti only takes effect at the end of the duration.
Yeah.
So you can drop items during that time. So imagine dropping a PK on the Tempest. It just completely nullifies the Tempest Cersei.
Yeah.
So that's what I was getting at. And I mean, it can go so far as to even dropping your Steam Boots, just extra items, you know, just making that ultimate completely useless.
Yeah, that was really interesting to hear. Now, you know, in a perfect world, you're not going to be able to drop your full inventory, because you're also making the point, it's like it has to be right on top of you and, you know, in the heat of the moment. And what is even the channel time of the ultimate? It's what, like 2 seconds? Yeah, so you literally have, by the time you realize it's happening, you basically have a second. So you can maybe get one item taken off. But that is interesting, because you figure out this tier, this level of play, that is something you really should think about when being ultied by Cersei with the whatever Twist of Visage.
Now, does Druidz know this?
I don't know. Does MRR know this? You know,
does anyone know this?
Are we just, you know, spilling secrets all over the place here that no one knows?
They're not listening to us right now, so this is going to be a great time. And Zibe, was this Hellborn pausing? Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Druid's pausing.
Yeah,
that's common.
Restarting the computer. Yeah, right. What else is new, right? No, but going to be restarting the computer, it looks like, or just figuring out an issue. So, you know, we'll keep you guys updated. But you see right there, MRR huddled around. And, you know, that was between the tag teams, Snoop Dogg and Team MRR here. I noticed that Snoop Dogg, they did a lot of huddling up for the draft, where MRR, they actually stay spread out. They, you know, stay at their computers and whatnot. And when it came to the draft. Now, right now, you know, they're talking over the lanes, I guess, and whatnot. But I found that kind of interesting. But they're not as vocal as Dog it was.
Yeah.
Now, I still think that they like to get somewhat loud, but Dog, man, they were on another level.
Specifically Hyena.
Hyena's crazy.
Man, he was just jumping up and down at the computer. It was really fun to watch.
They're farming Ancients, and he's freaking out. It's like, dude, I mean, I love the emotions, but you're farming Ancients.
Come on, man.
What's going on here? Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny seeing that, but you know, it's emotion, and it's cool to see that. That's another one of these benefits, obviously, of these LAN events here.
It's all part of it.
It is. It's part of the whole experience. So while we're waiting for the low back, let's take a quick look once again at the other series here. Man, Team Wii is beating Complexity right now. I don't know how to react to that. You know, it's nothing against Team Wii. I say that, but I mean, here we are kind of. But again, this is a very inexperienced team. They don't even play on the same client. They don't even play on the same client. Now, as far as practice went, you know, they were able to get practice on this client here. And so it's not like they're completely new to it, but, you know, they have a lot less time than all these players here.
But also their draft.
What is their draft? I didn't even look
Sandray,
at that. Thunderbringer, Pharaoh. It's a little funky. It's a little funky. You see Formless playing the Predator over there, but it's safe to say you would expect Complexity to win that series. I mean, let's be honest here. So, man, that's...
Is this what we call a choke?
I didn't say it. No, what if that result stands? It's got to be something, man. Because you hope for Complexity's sake, and you know, a little bit of bias from me, even team representing America here. America. Yeah, that is a not expected to see, but it's game one of a best of 3, so, and that one wasn't over yet by any means.
And I mean, Sync lost their first game of the series as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah, a little bit different circumstances, but yes, that is a good point. Sync was able
anything
to
can happen.
Anything can happen. That is true. Let's say Ziba is back in the game, so again, I'm not too sure what we're waiting on here. Looking over at the players. The admin's over their shoulder and everything, so obviously he's very aware. Okay.
It's about
I guess we're good. There we go. Here we go. Game number 1 officially underway here. Druids versus MRR. So, again, Druids. So, how are the lanes looking? They got. You mentioned the aggressive tri-lane potential, but yeah, tri-lane with a Cersei though. That also seems just odd.
Well, I was thinking an aggressive dual lane with the Cersei.
Okay, more the aggressive dual lane instead. Okay.
Yeah, but Tremble is going to go top lane, of course, to put his mount down. We are going to have Magnus running bottom. He has a hatchet and a shield. They're just completely dodging it, looks like.
Yeah. You're talking about Magnus right there at the hatch and the shield, yeah. Yeah, that's, huh. No, they're not doing Congo. Okay, they were in the area on the mini-map. I'm like, no way, but.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, what are they doing there? And
okay.
Look at the Legion team. They have 3 heroes with hatchet shield.
What are they doing? Something's gonna happen here. Why is Flux sitting? I'm just so I don't know what to expect. Something crazy is happening here though from Druids.
And Tremble actually placed 2 mounts.
All right. Did he place 2 mounts up here? Yeah, he did. Wow.
So if they find the first one, they're gonna be like, oh, Tremble can't gank us, but
actually he can. All right. So that just happened to be where he was standing, I guess. Nothing crazy Conquer is gonna be happening, but
yeah, it is looking like an aggressive tri-lane right now, and I did not want that. For the reason that Panda is a good 1v1 hero. And it's going to be a Tremble middle, never mind.
Because Tremble middle, that's a thing.
Yeah, in Team M it is, but... Okay, so Panda and Andro going top. That's a really strong dual lane. Negative armor, of course, being very helpful for Panda to deal that more damage. And then he also has a stun on top of that with very low mana cost. So Malikan is going to have issues at the start. And I want to see Serenia and Iceland just move top immediately. Secure the lane for Malikan. 1v1 the Magnus bottom with a Puppet Master. That's a free lane for Puppet Master. And then in the meantime, Flux is going to stomp this mid lane.
Yeah, you know, looking at the MRR setup right here, and clearly a lot of mind games going on between these 2 teams. I mean, they were really trying to guess what each other was doing, and it seems like MRR, could you argue that they got the best of it? I mean, to start things off here?
Well, to start things off, yeah, because Malikan isn't getting farmed, but at the same time, though, they're set out to lose 2 out of 3 lanes right now.
Okay.
And that's where the negative part comes in. Malikan can always recover because Zibe is going to have a good time, and then Flux is going to have a lot of impact early mid game as well as late game, I'd say. So I don't... If Tremble doesn't get a lot of farm, I see this going in the way of Druids, so it's going to highly depend on how he does in this lane.
Well, all right. We'll see how Punk Ping playing the Tremble is able to do here. You got Engineer roaming over, though. So Tremble will need to be careful about that. Of course, he has the mound, but only going to help him so much here. Tempest is passively farming its own jungle. Looks like he's fine, though. The support's not necessarily harassing him yet, at least. And Iceland Gogo instead is going to rotate pretty much all the way around right here. And, I mean, is he going to stay middle? They're going to try to maybe make a kill happen, but as you see, that's not going to be the case. They get the mount killed at least. 2-minute runes spawning. Bottom rune, Cersei, just the refreshment. What was top? It looks like a haste rune, yeah.
And Malikan's going to try and pull.
All right, yeah, well, he's going to be spotted right here, attempting at least. Look at that. Kind of messing with him a little bit, but... Oh, he just completely screwed up the pull. That was hilarious. Well played by Andromeda.
Yeah, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. That was very well played.
How to waste time.
You know,
yeah.
Well, I was going to say, this time Pico guy, he was fantastic in the Complexity series. Playing that support. He was doing the wars seemed almost perfect. He was constantly aggressively placing them, and he played a Rhapsody game. I specifically remember a couple of great saves. This guy knows what he's doing when it comes to the support role. A lot of fun to watch there. So, but they're not rotating Iceland Gogo to the top.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of overkill. I mean, they're not like Serenia and Iceland should be going top right now because Andro right here in this location has no vision on the tower. If they decide to port in, that's a dead Andro, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, well.
Time Pico using his stun to last the creep.
might as well use it for something, I guess. Prevent it from Malik. Did he actually get it?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, well, there you go. Hashtag value right there coming out. So he's level 2 now, but you're right. I mean, It seems like that Druids could take advantage of this, but they're choosing not to. So this comes back to, though, we're talking about, did they know about the Probusk Malakin? Now, they did let him pick it up, but man, are they dealing with it early on.
What they realize is that Probusk, as Malakin, needs to reach his peak at that point where he can get that Insanitarius, Whispering Helm, and the Shrunken Head. And if they can delay that for as long as possible, then it's not going to be the timing anymore. Then it's going to be too late.
Yeah. Look at that, solo mid Tremble. Pretty rare thing, as we're kind of talking about, but it happens to have a 5-2 record, as Quincy pointing out there. So once again, we'll see how that works out for MRR, and Punk being playing it here. Cersei, one of the annoying things about her, not only that ultimate, of course, how powerful that can be. Top lane, by the way, Malakin in some trouble right here. He's getting creep blocked completely. He will be able to sword throw out and is going to survive, but man, he had some troubles there against what is a solo Pandemonium at this point.
Yeah, Panda is just such a strong 1v1 hero, though.
Yeah.
He's on the same level as almost Succubus, I'd say. At level 6, that's a dead Malakin, I think. If he has enough mana, of course.
Kind of like the melee form.
Mid lane, though, DD Andromeda incoming.
Yep, yeah, Flux in some trouble right here. Look at that common stun, the range on that. Magnus stuns it as well. Kraken's falling. Karaka is going to go down. He couldn't get the release off. You see Engineer already threw out the keg stun. Sword throw from Malakin, but he whiffs really just too close even. And that'll be that. So Bloodlust kill, though, in favor of MRR here.
I honestly felt like he wasn't going to die there. Flux is just such a tanky hero, so it really goes back to the fact that he didn't send in boots. He didn't send in a Meta Battery. He didn't send in anything at that point. Probably because the courier was in use. But at the same time, though, shouldn't he have more?
Yeah.
He has 250 GPM, which should have been a free farm lane. I mean, this doesn't feel like Krake at all.
Yeah, definitely seems like a little off perhaps, but in the end, having to deal with it here, that is an interesting thing about Druids. Sure, they're coming in here with a victory, and great one at that, defeating Team Wii. But as we're talking about with them, not necessarily the strongest team, the most experienced, however you want to call it. Druids was able to take care of business pretty easily. So you'd hope for their sake that it didn't really get to them as far as the the fact that they won the game here, because obviously going up against a very tough opponent, MRR now. Yeah, it looks like the other series is still pretty close. You mentioned in there, but bottom lane, no.
No, bottom lane. Yeah, I don't know. Why is Cersei been here this entire time? It feels so useless. And the problem is she's not even stacking things in her own woods because she's not there.
Well, Malakin's trying. He's basically having a stack here at this top side, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Cersei, and it's not like, how are they doing against Magnus? Magnus is even 200 gold per minute. Not too bad, really. Considering the circumstances. I will say Zibe is having great farm, 370 GPM here.
Yeah,
so
he's making sure to miss very little creep kills right now. I think he might have just missed a couple. But, Malakin and Flux, on the other hand, are having a really awkward time.
Yeah. Look at that, too. So, yeah, MRR, they are known for playing this Pandemonium. In fact, going 3-0 with it at the World Finals.
And they love to run that Helm on him as well.
Yeah.
And it does look like he's going to get it again.
It looks like it, yeah. It makes sense, though, right? I mean, because the skill set allows him to do so much physical damage. Now, why not get a little bulky, to be able to withstand the fights and jump in there? So, I mean, you like it?
Yeah, I like it to a certain extent, but in that case, I also really like the Insanitarius, because that makes you bulky as well, but it makes you deal ridiculous amounts of damage with that ultimate, with those flurry procs. Procs. Of course, he's not leveling it right now because Cannonball, pretty good skill in team fights. Stun duration increases as well when you level it. But bottom lane, Magnus.
Uh-oh, Voodoo Puppet. Nice destroy right there, and it's going to be enough to get away. Wow, 0-7T. Making a great escape. And you know what? I was talking to Resher, after their loss to MRR, Baba Ganoush, the support for Complexity, and he was actually mentioning their support was great. 0-7T, that player he's talking, or their Suicide was a great player. He was referring to 0-7T. Did a fantastic job in that series and clearly causing issues there. Malakin top lane, by the way. Uh-oh. He's doing a creep pull, but no. He happened to be the right timing right there.
Man, this is just so cancer for Probusk right now.
Yeah.
He's getting 0 help up here, and I really feel like they should be focusing farm on him rather than letting him be shut down like this.
I agree. It really feels like, I don't know, Druids just, it's almost as if they're not doing what's the obvious is. Maybe they're just so used to Probusk Malakin just getting great farm himself that they're almost kind of forgetting that, wait a second, he's actually being locked down here. what do we
Look
do
at
about
Boris,
this?
by the way.
Yeah, Boris is boxing out Malakin. That kind of tells you what state they're in right now. At least Probusk is. So they're relying heavily on this Puppet Master.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they're going to go up and push now. Pandemonium isn't really killable for this Hellborn side right now. Unless they're all 5 hitting him for quite a bit. That Helm is making him so much tankier.
Yeah, I guess the response is to counter push right here, but they're not even necessarily doing that the most effective, and they're just now hitting the middle tower. And you see MRR, they're going to keep this going, in fact. You got Tempest, Pandemonium, and Magnus. Why not? Hell, Tremble's even here, as we see. So, are they going to really give up a secondary tower here?
It looks like it. I mean, this is going way faster than they originally expected.
Yeah.
It's been 9 minutes, and they're already pushing the long lane tier 2 tower. So and they're trying mid to like counter push or split push, but oh, is it going to be a deny?
Yep, look at that again. This support player, man, Time Pico, he is fantastic. But, perfect timing.
But I mean, Druids kind of were trying to let that go to the creeps, but you know, there weren't a lot of creeps. Top lane though.
Oh my gosh, Flux, he's forced to use the discharge defensively right there. Ports are coming in. Magnus, he lets the lifestealing sun right there. Only on a Malakin though, did not catch Puppet Master. That could be the difference maker, but Pandemonium in the background. Cannibal stun. There's the Fleck. The Elemental Void on top of that. Puppet Master's gonna end up falling right here. Engineer getting very low in life. He'll go down. They get the kill to Tremble, but at what cost for them? Flux will fall. Malakin in the background has the possession up, but he needs to get out of there. He can't do that. Cannibal stun. The eruption coming out. It's gonna be a genocide for MRR there. A big time all of a sudden. 6-1 hero kills, and they're already gonna start pushing into the base here.
What the hell just happened? I mean, that was an insane fight. They were able to get that combo off somehow. Like, Pandemonium going in with the stun on the Puppet Master, first of all, was brilliant. And then on top of that, Magnus followed it up, and then there was a great Tempest ulti. They had nothing to counter it. Cersei was just kind of standing outside. Oh, realizing
not level 6.
Yeah, not level 6. And
neither was Engineer for that matter. So, yeah, it was just prime time. It was prime time to fight right there. And that all started with Tremble just kind of being up there by himself and catching Magnus, or not Magnus, but was it Malakin, I think it was?
Flux.
Yeah. Or Flux even? Okay,
yeah.
So Flux up there. And obviously it kind of snowballed, as you're pointing out. Yeah, Tempest did a great job getting in there, and you saw the damage of Pandemonium.
Yep.
What he can do. So, oh, Cersei, that's not going to be alive Cersei for long. Cannonball stun, man.
Oh, but the invis.
Oh, wow, he's actually alive.
Oh, God, what?
No, why would you do that?
Why?
No.
I'm so...
Okay.
But they're going to back off anyways. Yeah. Like, all right then, Serenia.
Yeah. What is it? 325 physical damage on Cannonball. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot more than people expect.
Yeah, especially with the Auroras you were talking about earlier from Andromeda. So.
Yep.
Good synergy there. I was curious to see what Zibby was going to go for on Puppet Master. I say that because he's known for going Thunderclaw on this hero. Now, he goes to Whispering Helm, and speaking of that, by the way, they catch Tremble down here. Andromeda coming in. Will it be enough for the save? I don't think so. No, my God, it is, but not enough. Jeez. He almost got away.
And in the meantime, though, Flux is rotating over right now.
Yeah.
Serenia's ward spotting out Andro, running down to below the tower, but nice port out. Now they're going to think that there's somebody behind the tower, and they're going to try and dive, only to find no one.
Yeah, that could backfire too. So instead he's going to pull, actually. Make use of that here. So, well, I mean, that was a big kill, and they are kind of taking over the jungle a little bit right here. So maybe some good signs of life here, at least for Druids, as they're pushing bottom.
Yeah, but they're just doing such a great job at split pushing now as well. The tower was really low, of course, so it dropped faster than the mid tower will, but I have a feeling that this mid tower will definitely drop to this push from Tempest.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's Tremble.
There he is.
And the Pandemonium with the DD.
Yep, that warp cleft on Tremble, so the Thunderclaw obviously in the works, but yeah, it's going to be an easy tower kill for MRR. And vulnerability, I guess, but they'll just let the creeps even. They do that. I've noticed that now. We've seen that we saw it in the Complexity series too. They just let the creeps kill the tower when they can.
Yeah.
So, do you think that actually makes sense, or would you rather see one of the carries,
Well, they have multiple carries this game.
Yeah, that's true.
And so in that sense, it really does make sense. And you have the elementals from Tempest, of course. He's gotten his Astrolabe now, so this is truly prime time for Druids to fight. And why don't people... Oh, there we go.
Oh, look! That's a real? No, okay. I was going to say. That was a fake, Malakin. Jeez. That's Cersei coming into play, using those illusions. So
Why didn't he go mines on Engineer, by the way?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't get it either. I do not.
In this game, they have a Flux, so they can so easily defend their towers with that mine trap. And now...
That's true. I agree. No, again, I don't get it. I would love to, in fact, well, we have initiation right here. Flick on a Flux. This could be big right now for MR. There's the Polar. That's the combo they're looking for. Eruption in the background, though. Down goes Flux off the bat. The Eruption going off, and they will get the kill on Engineer as well. Energy Field already used. Malik in possession. The Elemental by though. Tempest barely into life, however. Cersei takes over Tempest. He has an ultimate ready to go. Magnus in trouble. Can he maybe get the stun off? No, he's alive for now. A hat trick for Proboscis. The Elemental Void kind of guessing right there. Doesn't hit, but it doesn't matter. It's a quad kill for Proboscis. And Druids, they are right back in this game, apparently.
The dives are real. That's all I can say about it. That was truly just greed. Greed is good.
Greed at its finest.
Oh, is Zibe going to be picked off here?
Oh, look at this. Yeah, he's hanging around still, but...
Nice micro with the Catman champion scouting it out beforehand.
Yeah, so, but really, that was just simply divey. I mean, the Flux NG, I mean, that showed right there.
That was the combo, of course, that they were looking for. But on top of it all, Pando dove way past the tower, and you saw just Tempest being auto-attacked down by a tower during his ultimate. So, yeah, it's just greed is good.
All right, so yeah, definitely keeping that in mind here if you're this Legion side. Now, speaking of Pandemonium, he actually continues to be the top farmer. I never really touched on that too much, but yeah, he's 410 gold per minute right here. Again, he's one of the few that survived in that fight, but he's got the helm. We've got Ghost Marchers. Looks like, you know, Mighty Blade pickup. I assume that's going to be a Shrunken Head.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to see something like an Ice Brand, right?
No.
Because if
we do, God, no.
Please no.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So, but now, if you're Cersei, is Tempest like your only option? Do you just need to get Tempest, or could you even argue like maybe the Pandemonium might not be too bad?
I mean, at this point, I would say that the Pandemonium is definitely an option, just because he's such a fatty.
Yeah.
He's just fat. He's fat right now. Like, he's the most farmed in the game, and on top of that, you know, Magnus could also be an option, but he's just kind of low level. So if he manages to get the ulti on Magnus and then manages to channel first and then PK stun, that'd be great. But they'll know when Magnus is being taken over, so they'll try and, you know, dodge it at least.
Yeah, you know, the other great thing to bring up there, though, is that the ultimate for Cersei, it scales, of course, as far as the damage you do. So that's where you could argue that maybe the Tempest does make the most sense. You know, you're getting that lockdown. That's what you want him for at no downside. So whereas Pandemonium, sure, he has good lockdown still, but he would be doing, what is it, 75%, I think? Yeah, or 70%. Of the damage that he normally does. So, you know, but ultimately I think it's going to be, you know, on Cersei that whatever she's able to get here as far as comfort factor. But you see what she's doing at the top lane. She's using those illusions, kind of pushing up a little bit. Needs to be careful, though, and it looks like she will react in time, as they were clearly coming to gank her. So,
I mean, they were already leaving before the Legion team even got anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
So they knew that they were going to have to defend the tower, and they're moving really efficiently right now. And look at Zibe, by the way. He's almost got a Shroud, so he's really not doing bad either. 390 gold per minute. I mean, I know the stats say that with Puppet Master you need over like 300, or no, over like 500 GPM for you to really start scaling well. But, you know, Zibe, he's well underway.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I was really curious to see what kind of build he was going to go for, but he is going more of the usual, more of the Whispering Helm into the Assassin Shroud, and you know, it's, we'll see. I mean, I was going to say, you know, Shrunken Head from there, but honestly, Shrunken this game doesn't seem like it would do a whole lot against this Legion team, so.
Yeah, I agree. It'll literally only stop the Magnus and I guess the Tempest Sun, but is that the biggest deal, really?
Is it worth the 3,900 gold compared to anything else? You know,
probably not.
Argument, yeah.
I mean, maybe you should just go with Demonic like usual.
Yeah, it is Zibe. He would love to do that. They do have a Malakin, though. You'd figure that's pretty good on him, so.
Yeah.
I assume we'd probably see it on him instead, but. Malakin does have the Insanitarius, but again, this is a hero that is known for going the Insanitarius, Whispering Helm, and then even a Shrunken Head on top of that. But that does go back to, though, is that really the strongest option in this game? So
if he finds he's being locked down too much by Tempest, by being focused, for example, and the Comet Stun, of course, then I would say it's still valid to a certain extent, because he is going to be mitigating the damage from the Lightning on Tremble as well.
Okay, that's true.
So, I mean, that really can't be counted out, because he does attack just so many times with that Lightning.
Yeah. Top lane, Magnus is up here, kind of chilling around, seeing if any, I don't know really what, to be honest. Here he does have his portal key up here, so no way he's going to do something on his own, though. I guess they do have mounds nearby, so if you happen to find somebody, he could get some assistance. But not going to happen. We do see here that Druids has pretty much everyone up here, so Magnus would be silly to try anything crazy. It looks like he is going to TP out in the end, so. Shroud, Shrunken, and Helmet Puppet. Okay. I'll fly on the Breastplate after that, yeah, so. Again, Demonic Breastplate is a powerful item on Malakin, though, so.
Look at that ward just placed by Time Pico, by the way, over all the way on the Hellburn side.
Yeah.
That's quite effective. He was able to get there without being spotted, and, you know, if they're looking to push bottom tower now, that could be a changing factor right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the great vision behind the tower, of course, so that could definitely come into play. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Malakin going to be jump right here.
But it's an illusion.
That's an illusion, yeah. It's even hard for us to tell sometimes.
With our God vision.
Yeah. But again, that's definitely a strength of Cersei. She will constantly keep you on your toes with those illusions.
And definitely annoying in the late game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. You know about that. You've played a bit of Cersei yourself, so.
Yeah, fun hero to play, and definitely a lot of potential still, because I don't think that people have really explored the hero to its full potential, because I know that some people like to play it as that really annoying factor where they actually max their illusions and then use it to block camps. They
That's
just
annoying.
literally walk around the map blocking the enemy team's camps.
Yeah. Great scouting tool, great camp blocker, great initiation baiter, I mean, as we've seen in this game, so.
Great pushing,
great pushing with certain heroes on your team. Yeah, things like Legionnaire combo, I mean, it's ridiculous that, you know, you get those spin procs and does that full damage, so. That's
Is Zibby going to be able to find a pickoff here?
Oh, he's going. Yeah. He's like, see ya. Okay, that was interesting. Kind of left a present behind, but he's really.
What?
Really? How did he anyways, Puppet Master in some trouble right here still. He is going to end up falling as now Tremble joining the party, but I think he's going to fall back before. But I am just so baffled that Magnus died.
That was the Ancients.
It had to be, right?
It had to be the Ancients.
Wow.
MVP Ancients.
MVP Pro or Zibby, honestly, because the fact that he had the, I don't even know if he, maybe he didn't even expect it to happen, but.
I really don't think he expected that to happen. And I don't think Magnus was either. He's like, what, why am I dying? Why am I dying? And yeah.
That's hilarious.
Never seen that before.
No, I had no reason to watch the action there because I thought for sure he was fine. Anyways, he does get picked off, so ends up being a good find for Zibby.
Oh, Panda.
Is he finding somebody? He was, but nice
Engineer managed to tablet away.
Oh, tablet, yeah.
Yeah, he actually got a tablet. I would like to see him pick up a PK, but, you know, not having mines, he's not able to farm that fast, potentially.
Yeah, he maxing out that turret there, so he has it maxed out now. We'll see what Iceland Gogo does decide to go for as far as next in line. But Pandemonium, yep, they found him right here. Puppet Master opens, doesn't have the Voodoo Puppet, but he's got some help right here. Minotaur stun on top of that. Great coordination coming out. And what ultimately should be killed.
Using the Shrunken there?
That was a mistake.
That was a definite mistake. That was just a panic mode, but
yep.
I don't know, that just felt weird.
Well, that's 1 second less now. It's down from 10 to 9, of course, so.
Shrunken was just picked up on Tempest, though, so they're going to have quite some way to counter the Flux NG pulling.
Yep. That'll be the idea right there. You do see the potential of this Hellborn side and what they got to stop it. I guess really it's well, no, Malakin possession would actually if he's able to hit it, but other than that, I mean, not much they can do. I guess Cersei taking it over and then doing it herself, but
yeah,
no, that takes some time. So
plus you can't ulti someone who has a Shrunken up as Cersei.
Oh well, then there's that too. So never mind. Never mind. So. Anyways, they kill Kongor, so token of life coming up for Malakin. That's obviously a big Kongor kill coming out for Druids here.
That they were able to take it even when they're behind is pretty ridiculous. Like, Druids has come back in this game. I honestly thought that MRR, so difficult to say, was looking really, really good at the start of this game, and now they've just, I don't know, like, look at Probosk, he's 5-1.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't think that that's how he began this game.
No. Well, obviously that quad kill. I mean, that little bit of diving a little bit, and Druids capitalized. They got a quad kill on Malik, and a player and a hero. He was struggling early on in this game, but that gave him the boost that he needed to recover and ultimately, you know, do what he's doing. Now, again, I will say he goes the shrunken head route, but as we were talking about earlier, it doesn't seem like that's really got a whole lot to do in this game.
If Panda decides to lock down the Malikan in any of these fights, it's going to be a dead Malikan. There's nothing that the Hellborn side can do about the Shrunken Head unless Cersei's got a Tempest or even the Panda himself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so they're just going to have to deal with it. You mentioned the Shrunken Head on Pandemonium there. So, yeah, if I'm MRR, definitely looking for Malikan in these team fights.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That Insanitarius is really just such an insane item on him at the moment.
So that's going to be an issue here for Druids moving forward, of course. But you do look at Cersei, by the way. Interesting build on him. It goes the red boots and the Ring of Sorcery here. But, you know, it does use mana pretty frequently.
Yeah, it really does make sense. I mean, you could opt to go for a Chalice, but then you're going to end up walking around with half HP half the time. And you really don't want that, especially when there's a PK on the Magnus. And would you be willing to see a PK on Panda as well? To kind of be the main initiator? Yeah,
I mean, you look at their initiation right now. Obviously, Magnus is great for that, but especially since you want to lock down that Malikan, I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, he possibly won't do enough to, of course, kill the Malikan, but his team will then be able to come in and do all the damage. I mean, Pang now with the 2,700 gold saved up.
Yeah. Yeah, what is he going for? He's got the Charged Hammer, not the Charged Hammer, the Thunderclaw as well as the Shrunken Head.
I'm guessing a Basher.
Brutalizer here, yeah, that would make sense. And I followed up, of course, a fantastic item on Tremble there, so.
Yeah. Same thing as the Lightning, same thing as no Fireblade, and lots of other fun proccing items.
Man, this top tower is still up. It's going to fall here, though, but again, it's denied. Should have won on top of that. And manages to get in there and deny the tower. So well played on his part as far as the timing goes. The Cersei illusion push, not enough right there. You see Flux, by the way, having that Insanitarius himself. So Krake has that picked up. But yeah, 0-3 and 5 for him. Has not been the prettiest game yet.
He does have 300 GPM, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is not something you'd really expect from the way he started. He got focused down, along with the Malikan, of course, but Malikan has 400 GPM.
Yeah. Top tower. It's probably going to end up falling right here. They got a lot of numbers up here, it looks like. And I don't think MRR is going to be defending this. They're not interested, so.
Yeah, and it's dropping quite fast as well. Like, Malikan does push those towers really, really quickly.
Yeah, he does. You know, with the farm he has, you know, going the Shrunken Head, obviously not, you know, maximizing damage necessarily, but still able to do plenty, especially with that blue sword of his. As now he's headed towards the middle lane. We'll see where he ends up right here. Vote to pause coming out from Druids. I don't know, maybe this is a strat pause here. Or perhaps